Good morning, folks. Phil Gallagher of Thraben University for another Legacy stream. Today we're going to be playing Lewis D's Mardu Tokens, Mardu Sacrifice, Mardu Duretti. I don't know exactly what I should be calling this one. This deck is relatively unique. I've played plenty of graveyard-based decks. I've played plenty of token-based decks, but this one is sort of a strange hybrid between both of those ideas. So we're partially a Faithless Looting deck, with things like Cabal Therapy, Bloodghast, and Lingering Souls that can get value from the graveyard. We're partially a Tokens deck. Genesis Chamber says whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, if this is untapped, because it's old templating, you get a 1/1 Mirror Artifact token. And you pair that with Norin the Wary. Whenever you cast a spell, whenever a player casts a spell or a creature attacks, you blink this and it comes back at the end step. You can use Genesis Chamber to get a whole bunch of tokens. And then we have things like Hidden Stockpile, which can sacrifice a creature to create a new creature. And things like Grave Pact and Humility that reward us for having all sorts of tokens. So, in addition to this, we can sacrifice 2 creatures to make other players lose life and sacrifice creatures, and then we get mana and draw cards. Or we just have Duretti, which can sacrifice our artifact creature tokens or make new tokens, and then do all sorts of ridiculous things with it. From the get-go, I'm a little worried about this one. I'm worried that this deck isn't focused enough, and that it's trying to do too many things. Like, we're a Faithless Looting deck, but there's 3 of them. You know, we're a Genesis Chamber deck, but there's only 2 Norin the Waries. So, I'm curious to see if our synergy is strong enough still, even though we're split in a lot of different directions. That's my biggest concern going into the league. I was also kind of curious whether or not we should have something that just, like, powers up all of these tokens. Some sort of Anthem effect or, like, Combat Trick that gives all our attacking creatures a whole bunch of power or something. I wasn't really sure about that, and this was one of those times where I looked at the deck list and went, I'm going to assume that the person who submitted this knows better than I do, and I'm just going to play this one without making any changes. As far as our sideboard goes, I do really like the Zealous Persecutions there. That was the sort of thing that, like, both can blow out decks with small creatures like Death and Taxes, and also, like, really let you turn the corner on a game. So I like that. Otherwise, we have a whole bunch of generic cards. We have some Graveyard Hate, some Discard, some Removal. I think Path to Exile in the sideboard over Swords to Plowshares is a nod that this deck is finishing in the combat step more so than anything else. YouTube folks, if you're excited about this one, please consider taking a moment to like this video. And for YouTube folks specifically, I want to set some sort of subscriber goal for when I hit my next, like, 500 mark. Please sound off in the comments if you have any ideas for what could be a really good, like, direct to YouTube thing to reward you all for, liking and commenting and subscribing on the YouTube end. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into games. So, round 1, and we have an opening hand. I don't really know that our opening hand does anything, but I feel like it gets improved a lot by a fair number of draws. So, Thoughtseize. And we're kind of light on 1-drops, aren't we? Yeah, okay, if we're this light on 1-drops, maybe I just need to keep this hand. That's spooky. So, like, immediately when I started this first game, my mind went, like, what is my opening hand supposed to look like with this deck? We're just gonna get Oh, we're just gonna get Stone Coil Serpented. Probably okay. I gotta just go Swamp Go. There's a world where I want to go Marsh Flats Go instead? No. So what punishes Marsh Flats? Leaving the Marsh Flats in my hand is a Sorcerer Spyglass from my opponent. But I think my line probably looks something like play Priest on turn 2, play Lingering Souls on turn 3, sacrifice this, make them get rid of that, and then play a Bloodghast as well. I think I'm just going to go Swamp Pass. Yeah, I will get a creature that is either Stone Coil Serpent or as valuable as Stone Coil Serpent. Like if they play something like a Steel Overseer as follow-up or something, like I'll be plenty happy to eat that. Shit. So now I'm going to lose the Priest here, which is kind of a big deal. That means I either play a Bloodghast, which can't block, or a Hidden Stockpile next turn. Oh god, they took the Hidden Stockpile? That's great. Um, what's my basic situation look like? 2-2-1. I do not want to get Wastelanded. I think I will lose the game if I get Wastelanded. So I think I'm going to go ahead and fetch a basic Plains here. Yeah, they have a trample threat in play, though. So, like, that can attack through a whole bunch of tokens, no issues whatsoever. And if they have me in the Abyss where I lose one creature a turn, I think that's favorable for them. What do we got? That's probably not great for me. Sorcery speed activate, so I can flashback Lingering Souls? Probably. There's a temptation to just do it on their turn, so I can get a block out of the tokens as well. I think I have plenty of gas. Choose you. Okay. Sacrifice 2 creatures. My Bloodghast does have haste, notably. If we're at a little bit higher life total, I could like send the Bloodghast in at Karn and be just totally fine. There's also a world where I just steal this game by attacking with a couple of tokens and Bloodghast next turn. Oh, that's awfully interesting. I don't know that I care about my land getting blown up. I don't think I do. Am I supposed to just take this hit? Walking Ballista, if they have it in the sideboard, is kind of the thing that punishes me for taking this hit. But it doesn't kill me this turn. But gain life with this? No. Get mana. I'm going to take this hit. Keeping these spirits makes it so that I have a higher chance of just being able to crash in and kill my opponent. I'm making opponent think. That's great. Making them think very hard. I mean, opportunity to read. I don't know what they're thinking about. Like, they have some big mana play. Ah, shit, they did have the Walking Ballista. That super punishes my line. Yeah. That's unfortunate. So I can hit them for 2. Then this Walking Ballista is going to mow me down. I can cast Lingering Souls. Well, I can try to attack in for 2. Put them to 4, cast Lingering Souls. They're at 4, they can't activate Ancient Tomb. That means they have 3 mana available, so they can't pump Walking Ballista. So, unless they have another land. And if they can't do that, and I have 2 blockers, I'm actually alive the following turn. Being alive is nice. No, if I Bloodghast Swing All, I just die, right? They take 4 and then they crack me back for 5 and I'm dead. So that's not a line. Bloodghast may represent lethal next turn, but Norin the Wary isn't a valid blocker. Alright. I think a lot of my actions this turn rely on them not having a land. Need to save this for black next turn? Oh, so let's yep, alright. And I'm fine with them having that liquid metal coating in hand, I guess. If they use that, they're not doing something else spooky. It would mean that the Bloodghast isn't on next turn. We've stayed aggressive enough that our opponent probably can't do something like just slam the Mycos and Gladys this game and win. So that's the good news. Another Walking Ballista. I can cast that for 2, remove both of my blockers, and then crash in for 5. The good news is Norin the Wary hit play, so everything is great. And now we have confirmed that the Walking Ballista is in the sideboard. Alright, and the win is on board at this point. GG. Walking Ballista seems very good against this deck. So I think I want Path to Exile to get their creatures out of the way. And then I'm not sure if I actually want anything else. So, like, Wear Terrors and Pithing Needles have text in the matchup, but I don't know if I am supposed to board out cards that contribute to the engine. I have a feeling the answer is no. And this being able to sacrifice art and destroy artifacts is pretty good against a lot of the Karn shenanigans that can happen. Good morning. So the whole Genesis Chamber Norin the Wary combo is probably pretty good. I think I need to keep that in. This might be a case where I trim stuff rather than cut stuff. I don't know that this is going to be the most efficient use of my mana, and then maybe I just trim one piece of discard. Jankophile! Glad you're enjoying the stream upgrades. They feel real good on my end, and I've gotten some great YouTube comments. I woke up this morning, and someone said something along the lines of, yeah, stream quality went from, like, good to audio porn. So, well done. Quantum Activist. Let me ship you a link I will be keeping this hand. So my PayPal is at the top of that page. And that has all the details and whatnot. All right. Turn 1, Norin the Wary. Turn 2, Genesis Chamber. Let's go. Yeah, Jenkophile. It was one of those cases where you don't realize how much you're leaving on the table until you upgrade. And then it's like, oh, damn, I was missing so much for so long. I mean, and thank you for offering to support the channel. It means a lot. I've gotten so much support and positive feedback since I started those upgrades. All right, let's always yield to that. That's gonna get obnoxious real quick. Supply215, thank you very much for following. Hope your morning is going well. Well, I guess I shouldn't really assume it's morning for you because, you know, time zones are wonky. But whatever time of the day it is, hope that goes well for you. I dropped Daily D&T as a series. It was fine. And the support was there for it for a long time, but I'm just not enjoying taxes as much as I used to. So it started to feel like a slog to do it every week rather than something fun. So that was kind of the point where I was just like, you know, let's put that on hold for a while and focus on other things. Like, it may come back in the future at some point. Yeah, Supply. People have the ability to gift a sub to a random member of the community. So that's probably what happened. So now my opponent is going to ping and kill my Norin, which makes me make a frowny face, because I was expecting to get to do this bullshit for a few turns. And is now not exactly great. Oh, specifically you weren't following. Yeah, I don't know the exact rules of how that works. Send them. Hopefully our opponent throwing away that City of Traders to use Walking Ballista means that I did something that set back their mana so that I have time to draw into more tokens. I really need something like a Bloodghast so I can be triggering my own Genesis Chambers. Otherwise my opponent is going to get more value off of these than I am. I mean, I am super glad that you took a turn to do that. I'm also glad you did that using a City of Traders. Also, just saying, that Chalice is doing some work right now. I don't have that many 1-drops in my deck, but the 1-drops that I do have are pretty darn important to this plan. Ooh, that's spooky. My opponent is the Cloud Post version of this deck, Exhibit A. So that means they could do something very big next turn. So this is weird, but I probably want to be casting this Lingering Souls from my hand rather than from my graveyard because of the existence of Thought-Knot Seer. I have something like an Ugin to really be concerned with. I think I can aggro out just random creatures pretty easily. But something that wipes my board is going to be pretty rough. Yeah, reach is a little annoying. So I can attack for 3, then 4, then 5. Which is probably fine. I'm gonna be lazy in terms of my sequencing here. I could also wait on attacks. But I think I want to force some damage now, even if it means that I throw away a few more spirit tokens, because of the existence of things like Ugin. Or All is Dust or something. Like, if I lose these, I want to have forced some damage already. Draw's not exactly the best here. But the horde of spirit tokens are pretty likely to get there. Their transfer is keeping me from, like, flashing all these things back in the same turn. I theoretically have my opponent dead in 2 turns. But again, they have all sorts of big beefy things that they can draw that mess with the clock. A walking ballista for 3 is pretty rough. Ugin, All is Dust. I don't know if Karn does anything. No, Karn gets walking ballista. Although it would be a small walking ballista. Alright. That's not what I'm looking for. Markonimus, thank you very much for throwing your support this way. I really do appreciate it. Hope you are enjoying the content. It's been a little while since I attacked with Lingering Souls again and again and again and again and again and again and again. But it feels pretty good. So my opponent needs something this turn, or I have them dead. Oh, and Quantum Activist, sorry, this goes back a couple of minutes, but when you donate, just shoot me a link in the PayPal description to your deck list or email me the deck list. Either one of those things works out. Yeah, I have played the like Norin the Wary Soul Sisters deck in Modern a couple of times, and that was pretty fun. The one thing I can think about doing when I'm on the draw, I don't really think Thoughtseize is all that good. So on the draw, I kind of like having a couple of wear tears so that I can kill things like Walking Ballista or Grim Monolith and stuff like that that gets boarded out. Sorry, that gets played out early. Like, I just don't know that the Cabal Therapy sort of stuff is going to be all that good when my opponent is somewhat likely to lead on a Chalice on one. Ziffa, I'm not sure if a Pithing Needle for Karn is better than Cabal Therapy. Oh, Pithing Needle for Walking Ballista might be good enough on the draw, actually. Yeah, let's go down most of our discard on the draw. All of it? I could do all of it. I lose out on a few ways to sacrifice things for Grave Pact reasons. I wonder if that's bad. Like, I could play the Caracas just as another land. Nah, let's keep a Miser's Cabal Therapy. Yeah. Wasteland Wasteland is going to be rough and knock me off of 2 colors this game. But I think I probably need to keep this hand. Oh, okay, that's very good. Now everything that I'm doing is just like so much safer. Okay, that's fine. We have one drop, but it's not super relevant at the moment. All right, let's always yield to that. Let's get the engine going. This? I think this. So I can't attack with you, right? Well, I mean, I can attack with you, but, you know, that just exiles itself. I'm just clicking through this manually so I can always yield to that. So now we have, like, Duretti, Sacrifice, like, Mirror and such to blow up my opponent's real creatures. It's a lot of Glimmer Posts. Alright, so my opponent has the Walking Ballista that they will presumably use on site to kill Norin the Wary. Yep. Do I blow up their Chalice this turn? I probably blow up their Chalice this turn with Duretti. Or I guess I need to tap that one for red. Alright, destroy that. Sacrifice one little bird boy. I guess they're not really birds. They're kind of their own thing. The heads are vaguely bird-like, though. Not enough of a lore person to really know for sure. So many Glimmer Posts. But that means we're not getting, like, Thought-Knot Seared this turn or anything. I don't know that I actually care all that much about that. Like, it's relevant, but I don't know that that's going to be worth a loyalty counter on Duretti. It could be now. Play Bloodghast for 3. Down tick Duretti. Blow up Trinisphere. Play Marsh Flats. And just Blind Needle Karn because they haven't had an opportunity to play one yet. That all sounds pretty good. Ah, shit. That's not how that works. Alright, misclick. Alright, so Duretti's at 1 loyalty lower than it should be, and my opponent has a Trinisphere that they shouldn't. Alright. That's okay. Unfamiliar cards. Okay, now I feel real dumb because, like, this was the exact line that I was going to be playing around by doing the thing the other way. Oh, they're just going to shut off their Trinisphere by attacking. Oh, no, they're not. Okay, that's fine. Grave Pact. That's, like, super interesting. I probably just slow my roll here. Just play Pithing Needle on Karn plus Duretti and then wait a turn before doing cool stuff. Yeah, streaming is the process of talking through the correct play and then fucking up and doing something else instead that's way worse. Yeah, that's all fine. Hidden Stockpile. Is Hidden Stockpile Grave Pact good? That's probably good. Yeah, this is glorious now. We'll leave the Trinispheres. I'll just keep creating constructs. So I'll take another Badlands. So I would like to convert a construct into a mirror. Yeah, Lingering Souls is probably fine to keep. I want my opponent to play a creature, and then I play this Grave Pact. God damn it. I wanted the Grave Pact. I mean, it's whatever. We still have like Path to Exile and Wear Tear and all sorts of bullshit. Like we're good. All right. So let's blow up Thoughtnuts here to start off the turn. And I will sacrifice the Construct. So now I probably crash in with all of these things. My opponent can block the Bloodghast if they want. And that's no skin off my back. Now I probably sacrifice you and Scry, since the Trinispheres are in play. We'll pay 1, sacrifice Bloodcast. I don't need Phyrexian Tower. That can go on the bottom. Now I'll play my land. Return a Bloodghast. That gets me a new token. Cast a Lingering Souls. And that's good. Alright, we're doing the thing. I respect the flex. You're not hasty yet. The flying tokens are probably better. We're not walking into All Is Dust. We could walk into All Is Dust. Actually, maybe that makes Bloodghast better. So we can hidden stockpile and basically scry for free after plussing to ready. A 1 sacrifice construct. Don't need Bloodstained Mire. Pass the turn. Alright. I had my doubts, but we're doing it. I did bottom that Bloodstained Mire. I did. I checked the log. Alright. Let's go ahead and plus this. Activate hidden stockpile. Sacrifice that. Send that mountain to the bottom. And I don't even think I flashed this back. I think I just, like, save that in case we get hit by something. Alright, all is dust, huh? That's okay. I have a good amount of hasty damage. Oh, also, I just have a billion colorless things. Yeah, that can stay on top. Alright, so we'll just play a land, which will return 2 Bloodghasts. And then we have lethal. GG. This is going to be a good morning. These games might end up taking a really long time. But I guess we did, like, slog through 4 Glimmer Posts there. Alright, round 2, we have a Norin the Wary Genesis Chamber start, so we're gonna snap that off. Is it Enchantress? Oh, fucking elves, man. The elves deck is probably going to be made pretty good by Genesis Chamber. They're gonna make dudes. Yeah, I don't know that I can rely on the Norin the Wary Genesis Chamber plan. I think my opponent will just make more dudes than I do. So we're gonna pivot, and we're gonna try to do something broken with Faithless Looting instead. Conceptually, I don't see this being a good matchup. Hmm. I'm trying to think about whether or not I actually want the front side of this Lingering Souls. So next turn, I can Cabal Therapy from... No, I can Cabal Therapy from hand, name like Natural Order, look at their hand, cast Norin, sacrifice Norin to Cabal Therapy. That's not bad. Let's get rid of, like, Norin and Genesis Chamber. I just don't think I can play that Genesis Chamber safely. Yeah, as far as Enchantress goes, the uncounterability that Destiny Spinner offered was really good. To make a parallel to the current metagame, it's like Allosaurus Shepherd is for decks like Elves right now. It's just brutal. They're very much the same sort of card. Allosaurus Shepherd is a little more general and pushed, but Destiny Spinner's activated ability wins games very much in the same fashion that Allosaurus Shepherd's does. All right. The newer the creature, the better it is. How that works. Something, 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 Bane Drifters. So the green sun is probably the spookiest thing there, I guess. Yeah, so over the span of 1 to 2 years, green went from being one of the weaker colors to magic to just like taking no prisoners, not fucking around, just murdering people. Time was when a 4/4 flying vigilant creature was the best thing that you could be doing in Magic. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Hmm. Yeah, like this doesn't even line up all that great against them. Like, do I just need a looting and try to find more broken things to do? Like looting this turn, play Priest of the Forgotten Gods, get some blood ghasts or some shit. Hmm. Well, that's not bad. The next turn, I can go 3 mana Lingering Souls. Activate Priest. 2 mana Flashback Lingering Souls. Alright, I think I'm getting rid of these two, even though I can get value out of this. I just don't think I have time to play either one of these things right now. Ah, shit. The Flashback being interrupted by Scavenging Ooze is also kind of a kick in the teeth. I don't think I get to do much about that, though. Scrubland. Priest. We're also just not very far away from my opponent activating Allosaurus Shepherd and crashing in for 15-ish damage. The top deck guy's Cradle, for example, just does that instantly. I'll lose both Nor and the Worries from the graveyard right now. They got rid of Hidden Stockpile? Interesting. I wonder if that was just like physically a misclick. Card is so good. Why would they exile Hidden Stockpile over like Faithless Looting or Norin last turn? Oh yeah, please just okay. That's bad. Maybe they'll just like eat my graveyard down right now. And then I'm free to flashback Lingering Souls. Oh yeah, I think they're going to eat all 5 cards from my graveyard. Oh no. Rats. Okay, well, at least I get something to cast. I choose you. Sacrifice 2 spirits. My opponent needs to eat my Lingering Souls right here. Otherwise, I get it back. They figured it out. So Allosaurus Shepherd activated ability aside, I'm also somewhat likely to just lose to this Scavenging Ooze. I don't think my opponent should have eaten that. I think they should have left 1 green mana. Leaving 1 green mana means that they can eat the creature that they're about to sacrifice. I'm not happy about just throwing this Lingering Souls into the graveyard. But I'm not guaranteed to rip a land next turn. And ripping a land is what allows me to cast Lingering Souls and then flash it back without giving my opponent priority. I don't know that I can afford to play towards that when there's this much pressure on board. Zealous Persecution out of the sideboard. Probably pretty hot. Yeah. So with that untap, I think I am just deterministically dead. Yeah, I take exactly 10 damage even if I block 2 5/5s. Yeah, let's mise 2 different games off of our, I think, 2 of Zealous Persecution. I think that has to be the plan. So I think Genesis Chambers and Norin the Waries have to go. Which means I would need to board in 3 other cards. I guess we're bringing in Pithing Needle for Allosaurus Shepherd. I can bring in an extra land and then play like 1 Path to Exile. This effect isn't super great versus elves because you just convert their thing that produces mana into another thing that produces mana. So this can sometimes snipe a good creature, but I don't think you want to overload on this sort of effect. I could also duress for Glimpse and Natural Order. Could be better. Let's do this when I'm on the play. And then if we manage to win a game, I'll probably play Path on the draw instead. Oh yeah, like, we're looking to just basically free ride Genesis Chamber, and it is not a free ride here. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. We have 2 different Zealous Persecutions. I will accept that we can't actually cast them right now. And I'll also accept that we probably don't get red mana for the short term. Probably need to take the glimpse and just let them get a whole bunch of 1/1s that I can Zealous Persecution away. This being a 1/2 is slightly annoying. And take the thing that most lets them spiral out of control. Alright. We're also going to have, like, Grave Pact, Phyrexian Tower as a thing that can occur. So that's neat. For the sake of my curve, I probably just accept the 2-for-1 here. This isn't a 2-for-1, actually. It bounces, they bounce the Dryad Arbor. Again, though, for the sake of my curve, I think that's fine. I have another one. Like, this is a fantastic tempo play when I have Grave Pact coming down the line. That Bojuka Bog gets half of the Lingering Souls. Womp womp. Do I just play Grave Pact now? I play Grave Pact now. Next turn, I can start doing hidden stockpile Grave Pact every turn for the rest of the game, which I quite like. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, this is what you came for, right? This is a little wild. We also probably get to dodge an Elvish Reclaimer. Or sorry, not Elvish Reclaimer. 3 mana, blow up, artifact, enchantment, elf. Rex Age. Thank you. Just had a total brain fart. And yeah, kinda. If I had to think about it, like, in my heart, I know. If we can cast a Grave Pact, we probably should. Like, let's go. Rex Sage. Love it. My opponent can cast this green sun for X equals 1 and get a number of different things. They might just yeah. Not having red here is a little rough. Not having a second white is also a little annoying. it begins. Priest? Priest is something that I can just, like, play, sacrifice, edict them. I guess I can already edict with hidden stockpile. But this gives me a second guaranteed edict. I don't know that this card is actually all that good, but it is a creature that just converts into another creature and offers a sacrifice. So let's go ahead and just throw that on top. I think a red land is better than that, but that's going to be better than most other lands or something of that nature. So I am most afraid of my opponent just going off with a glimpse if they drew another one. That's the sort of thing that will beat me from here. I mean, I've tried setting my mind to beating elves a lot of times, usually when playing Death and Taxes, and the result was still usually 0-2. So let's not get carried away. I can do a lot of things that I set my mind to. Alright. I guess let's go ahead and just attack in for one. Our opponent trades. It's very good for us. I'll play this. I probably want to make them sacrifice twice, which means that I need to sacrifice something to Phyrexian Tower. Zealous is my safety net. Oh, that's fantastic. I don't think I want to play my safety net. Like, Zealous is what potentially can allow me to beat a Glimpse. So if they Glimpse and create a whole bunch of 1/1s, this can clean it up in a way that my other stuff can't. Alright, so attacks free. If they block, they lose their Scavenging Ooze. Man, Grave Pact makes combat super wonky. And yeah, I'll just let this go through. I don't need to necessarily scry. I mean, yeah, Grave Pact is a great card. Like, Commander staple. It's the sort of thing where if you can get it into play and start going off, is just wild. But by Legacy standards, it's so hard to actually do that. Like, a 4-mana card that doesn't impact the board immediately when it hits play is a really hard sell for Legacy. Like, you have to resolve a Grave Pact and then get another turn. Yeah, think about the cards that have greater than 3 CMC that see regular Legacy play. It's like, usually things that are cheated out by Ancient Tombs. So things like Karn the Great Creator, Chandra Torch of Defiance, Chandra Awakened Inferno, or cards that basically win the game when you cast them. Say Alurin, for example. You should usually win the game if you resolve Alurin. Sure. So add a green sun for 1 that can now pick up a Heritage Druid. I should consider just sacrificing a creature here. I don't get to convert this into a new creature if I do this, but I think this is fine. Bloodghast will come back later anyway. Yeah, so Jace the Mind Sculptor used to be the go-to planeswalker for these blue control decks. Now the go-to planeswalker is just Oko. Bloodstained Mire? Bloodstained Mire is actually very good. It's weird that lands are good at this stage of the game, but that returns Bloodghast and gives me access to red mana. Also, holy shit, this Duretti is going to be good. Alright. So I'm going to go land, get back Bloodghast. Ooh, I guess I can Phyrexian Tower here for free. Sacrifice Bloodghast. Fetch. Return Bloodghast. I thought I said always yes to you. Played already. Alright, this time, let's use this correctly. Destroy target artifact or creature. I wanted to do that, so I will sacrifice this servo. And then that also kills the Nettle Sentinel. God, that is just disgusting. Alright, we're having fun. Next game, our opponent is just gonna like glimpse off on turn 2, and I'm gonna die, and like, that's that, but whatever. Is Marsh Flats better than Thoughtseize? Unclear. Alright. What does this do? When in doubt, I'm going to get rid of the one that I know what it does, assuming that it's better. Alright, so let's do the same dance as before. Go ahead and plus, make an idiot. And then I activate the hidden stockpile, sacrifice that idiot, convert it into a slightly better idiot. I'll go ahead and bottom that. And then I get a new creature from hidden stockpile. Alright. I don't exactly have a fast clock. Like, we're gonna hit for 4, then 5, then 6. But things feel pretty good. If I flashback that looting, I don't know that I flashback that looting yet. Like, I want to hold this, and this is fine to have in hand, or just put in play. I would like to do it again. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll just pass the turn at this point. X equals 2. Resolves. I got like an Elvish Visionary. Sure. I just kill that now. No, I can wait on that. But I might want to respond to that. If they have a second Dryad Arbor, they can technically Cradle for 2 mana here if I let that resolve. I'm probably pretty safe with the Zealous Persecution and only one unknown card. Okay, well, I gotta disrupt that. Yes, I will. I will keep the hidden stockpile. Okay, so I play a land. It returns the Bloodcast. And then I just cast Zealous Persecution, wipe their board, and attack in and kill them. All right. This is kind of wild. Okay, so on the... Actually, there should be a bunch of random Planeswalkers. Maybe I keep the Duress in. Like, do I want more discard over something like this? I think I do. As a side note, maybe I should have taken out the Humility. I don't know exactly what this hand does, but with the Thoughtseize and a handful of, like, powerful cards, if I find something to pair with these, maybe I can do something reasonable this game. Oh wow, my opponent mulliganed really deep. I didn't notice that. If I take the Visionary, they can only cast Green Sun for X equals 1. I don't know, that gets them an Allosaurus Shepherd, though. Which means if they just keep drawing mana and this game goes on, I have trouble. Because I have their win condition in play. Although, I don't know, with the Cradle, maybe I'm supposed to just take Visionary. I have a Duretti that can kill creatures. I'm gonna grab the Visionary. Like, just keep them from gaining cards. Okay, they're going for a Reclaimer. Rixmati Reveler makes its first appearance. I think I go ahead and discard the Bloodghast. Alright. I wish I had an artifact in play already. But hopefully my opponent is low enough on resources that I'm just going to be okay. Oh no, I messed that up with that land drop, didn't I? That doesn't cast already. Alright, well. Slightly suboptimal line there. I was thinking, I will save my fetches for Bloodghast-based reasons, and then just, like, ignored the onboard stuff. So they can convert, like, Forest into Dryad Arbor here. Oh no, they're going to convert Cradle into... Alright, so they're just looking to grow this thing. I thought they were going to convert Forest into Dryad Arbor, and then hope to spike Natural Order. Alright, so now it's just how lucky are they? All I need them to do is, like, whiff probably once. Like as long as this chain stops like here or after maybe one more card, I think I'm just totally fine. Or that can happen. That's really annoying. Holy shit. What a string of draws off the top. Good God. Yeah, I am going to be stone cold dead to this. I need to draw like exactly Zealous Persecution. With double Wirewood, my opponent can defend any creature except Wirewood and the Beast token. Yep. That beats us. That's really unfortunate. Because this was the turn that we would start taking over the game. Our opponent's combination of like Cradle being their last, like land in hand, plus ripping either the Glimpse or the creature, and then just going ham in terms of like that sequence. Uh, no, it doesn't give trample. It makes 5/5s. Like I can blow up one Wirewood Symbiote and create a couple of chump blockers. But I think this just beats me. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in here. Otherwise, I just like hemorrhage my entire board, and what am I looking to top deck afterwards? Yeah, that's fine. Round 3, we have a Norin the Wary Genesis Chamber start that has some other cool things that go with it. What about the White Court? I don't think that's crazy as like a sideboard option. Red Norin into Genesis Chamber, into Lingering Souls, into Grave Pact. The White Court creates a bunch of Knight tokens. And if you're the Monarch, you get Angels instead. Sorry, are they soldiers on the front side? Well, not front side, the small side. Oh wow, our opponent is Brainstorm locked. Nice. Now they can just like force this Genesis Chamber and then I don't, or daze this Genesis Chamber and then I don't have a lot going on. We sure do have humility. I think I'm gonna try to get some creature tokens into play and then we can talk about like maybe casting a Cabal Therapy next turn. I still don't quite have enough information to know what my opponent is playing for sure. So like we saw a Daze, and so this could be something like a blue-red Delver deck, or it could just be something like a Show and Tell deck that runs Daze. I will attack with Norin the Wary. Pitch Intuition, so they are probably Show and Tell. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and cast this Lingering Souls. I know that this could let them brainstorm into days, but I don't think they can brainstorm in this exact position. Also, I'm super glad that we got paired against a combo deck, so that we have some faster rounds. Oh, god damn it. Why did it have to be Sneak Attack? I had Grave Pact for Show and Tell. Oh, that's tilt. What a top deck. How many bad lands do I have in this deck? 2? I have multiple scrub lands remaining. I should probably junk that. Good old Norin the Wary is still here for us, though. This is black on the back end. I guess it doesn't matter which one I play then. Ah, that sneak attack rip, though. That was so good. Again with the rips. That's really frustrating. My jank pile was going to do disgusting things against your good tier deck if you just gave me literal one more turn. Meanie face. Alright, wear tears and paths are things that I can consider. I don't think I want those. This stuff is probably, like, very actively good. It might Nor in the Wary might be the cut now. Like, on turn 1, I want to be casting a discard spell, not Norin. And if we draw a Genesis Chamber, I still have some stuff that triggers it. I don't know. Genesis Chamber is really weak without Norin, actually. If I board Norin out, I also probably need to trim Genesis Chamber. But I don't really think Path and Wear Tear are exactly amazing. Yeah. I could also just play Zealous Persecution as an anthem just to close the game. I think I'm just going to awkwardly keep Genesis Chamber instead of boarding in Wear Tears. Yep. Hey Jay, welcome. We are down a game versus Show and Tell currently. Oh, fuck me. All right. Those are cards. Um. Hmm. Damn. I need both white and black, unfortunately, for this hand to be good. Like, I want to take the Ponder to keep them from winning the game. But I think I have to take the Moon. I don't have that many basics. This is unfortunate because they're left with a pretty good plan. It's just like Ponder, float this Kozilek's return until I'm close to taking lethal damage, and then cast it. It also means that I can't do optimal sequencing. I also don't know that I am supposed to play around a second Blood Moon. My opponent might have more, but my mana requirements are pretty tough with this deck. Like, I could get basic planes here. But I don't know that that's good. So one of the primary reasons that I don't want to do that is if I get basic planes, then I can't cast Bloodghast, and things like Grave Pact are going to be really far away. Like, I need the second black. Maybe not now, but in the future, I'm pretty likely to need that. Yeah, Gobbo Hunter. We're living a strange life over here. Oh, Duretti is hot. That's something that doesn't just eat it to Kozilek's return. Okay, so I can Phyrexian Tower, sacrifice the Servo, cast Duretti off Badlands Phyrexian Tower mana. And then I convert a Servo into a Servo and get a Scry. That's just worse if my opponent counters. It lets me play around days. Let's not worry about getting a hidden stockpile trigger this turn. Yep. I am good with that. That was a reason to not sacrifice the Servo, I guess. Alright, so I put in Priest. You put in Grizzlebrand. Your creature is a little bit better. I need to resolve Lingering Souls to be able to kill this Grizzlebrand. Okay. I probably need to fetch now. This might be the point where I can get a basic. I think this is a safe enough position to get a basic. I'll cast Lingering Souls. Oh. I choose you. Okay. The Spirit's probably more valuable than the Servo. I missed 1 point of damage, but Spirits are cool. Actually, maybe that doesn't matter too much, because I'm going to make more. Alright, I drew another Priest, which is cool. I can sacrifice a Servo and then put a new Priest in play, as well as cast Lingering Souls. I probably don't want to do that, because my opponent is still somewhat likely to have Kozilek's return. Not 100%, but somewhat likely. The cool thing is that if they cast Kozilek's return, they kind of want to do it main phase, so that I can't activate this in response, and they lose the City of Traders. If they play another land to otherwise advance their game. Alright, so I want to get the most scries possible. I do that by turning 1 mana into 2 mana. How do I feel about Bloodghast? Priest plus Bloodghast next turn is okay, but I'd rather find a discard spell or something. I'm going to go ahead and bottom that. There's a world where I keep that land because it lets me play Priest and Lingering Souls in the same turn cycle, but I don't know. I really want discard to poke a hole in my opponent's plan. Well, that seems pretty good. Yago, thank you very much for following. Hope you're enjoying the content. Okay, the good news is we hit a show and tell. The bad news is they have a sneak attack. So they can play sneak attack and Misty Rainforest. Go to 4, sneak attack and a Grizzlebrand. This is a Grizzlebrand that probably buys time, though, not wins. I think I just take this hit. They'll probably draw 7. Priest plus Souls flashback. Pretty great. Actually, can I do all 3? Oh wait, no, I can't flashback this. So is there any one single card that is going to be significantly better than playing Priest? A discard spell is pretty hot. A discard spell taking like their only creature would be a good way to win this. I think I go ahead and take the filtering. I mean, yeah. Seems pretty good. Is it better than Caracas? I can just attack for 2, hold up Caracas, and Caracas is not as bad against counter spells. That's probably better. Okay. Yeah, this is stopping a Grizzlebrand well. I won't be stopping an Emrakul. I can sacrifice my 6 permanents in the back and attack back for 1 after blocking with a spirit. So we beat Grizzlebrand. So I haven't used Hidden Stockpile yet, so might as well. That's not relevant here. That was a shuffle. All right, they've gotten to dig deep. Well, now Emrakul doesn't really beat Karakas, right? Because they've tapped that red source. Yeah. All right, good stuff. Now we get to try again. On the draw, there's worlds where I just want to board these Genesis Chambers out for the Wear Terrors. Because Sneak Attack Pass becomes something that is slightly more likely to happen. The deck is working surprisingly well. The matches are, like, really long, though. We are grindy. My dreams of lunch are in the somewhat distant future. They're really interesting, though. Like, it's kind of crazy what we can do once we get going. Nope, this hand does nothing. I'd probably keep this one. And I have no idea what to put back. I lean towards basic mountain. But it might be Priest of the Forgotten Gods. It could also be Faithless Looting. Like, I'm very happy with this hand as is. Yeah, I'm actually going to do that. An early Blood Moon is a little spooky. I just taking the fatty here? I can just take the fatty and then leave them with 2 of the same side of the combo. They have no cantrips. And I have a humility that I can resolve. I'm good with that plan. Lingering Souls is cool. That just also means I can make them sacrifice the Arcane Artisan next turn. They could abrade this. Probably should abrade it. So I think we're looking to dodge a counterspell for this humility. And our opponent doesn't have many cards. We know they don't have cantrips. Well, I guess we don't know, but we knew from earlier that they didn't have cantrips. Alright, so this next turn is probably the decisive turn, where someone gets way ahead. I think if they ponder looking for a creature, and then I resolve this humility, I just win. Alright. I am just going to cast this pre-combat. I want to know whether or not this resolves before I make attacks. God damn it. So, presumably their 2 unknown draws were Force followed by Force. Ugh. And they also didn't shuffle off that Ponder, so their last thing was probably a creature. I guess because of their Grafdigger's Cage, I should cast this one, even though it's less mana efficient. I don't think I want to attack in to what is potentially a Grizzlebrand. I think I'm just going to wait this out for a turn cycle. Cool. Is this until this leaves play? It is. I can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Take 15. They didn't shuffle. A Simian Spirit Guide and Grizzlebrand together would be a kick in the teeth. But I think I need to take these 2 points of damage here. I choose you. Okay. Sacrifice 2 other creatures. Now I have 3 mana available, which means that I should probably Lingering Souls. This is the thing that lets me activate again. And keep things going. The issue is that my opponent can just go like land sneak attack or something. I don't think I can attack in this time. I think it's too risky. Just need to get that sucker out of play. That's still exiles, right? Yeah. Or are they just going to sacrifice that Emrakul token? They're just going to sacrifice the Emrakul token. I guess I flash back the Lingering Souls. And then... Am I Pithing Needling Sneak Attack? Am I Cabal Therapying them? Maybe I just Cabal Therapy name Sneak Attack here. If they have a creature, I take the creature. Alright. We hit a couple of sneak attacks. So I could go ahead and sack this, name the Emrakul. I could also just, like, sack this, name Show and Tell. Take the 2-for-1. No. Then... that gets awkward. I sack and name that... No, I can't name Show and Tell. I think I have to sack and name the Emrakul. Alternatively, just let them have it. And, like, kill it next turn. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Emrakul. All right, so they actually have 2 show and tells. I clicked through one too many, but I can remember that. All right, now they only have 1 show and tell. So I will shut off Arcane Artisan, which does not have any points of power. We'll double check, but now that I have double checked, I can crash in. Oh yeah! Oh fuck, humility kills me! They attack for 1 with Arcane Artisan and I die! Ah! Why didn't I play around this onboard line? I'm not even mad. Yeah, this is a noble warrior's death. Yeah, so you remember how like I just double checked this thing for power? Like it should have made that connection. So this opening hand looks pretty good. It has the whole like Norin the Wary Genesis Chamber start, so. Is our opponent really named Bolt the Face, and are they going to bolt my face? Holy shit, they are. I respect that level of dedication. I probably need a Badlands here. I mean, punchers, it's so hard to, like, quantify something like that. Because all 3 of us are trying to do extremely different things. Like, I'm the one with the most reach in terms of, like, probably content and following. Brian probably has the most accomplished finishes, and Bryant has like paved the way for an entire archetype that became a legacy staple. So like, how do you compare those? Like it's so hard to quantify like what it means to be the most accomplished Magic player. So that's my answer. Okay, so how many more spells am I actually supposed to cast? The answer might be 0. And I am just supposed to make my opponent have direct damage spells. The answer also might be 1, because it will significantly speed up my mirror token clock. But then that's 1 fewer spell that my opponent has to cast to kill me. Like 11 is a really weird life total in particular. This Genesis Chamber, like, very significantly shortens my clock. I'm going to go ahead and play it. I'm worried about giving them too many draw steps if I don't play this. This means that every turn, my clock increases by 2 instead of increasing by 1, and any turn where my opponent does something on their own turn also gives me 2 more power. So I think this is fine. Yeah, I think I cast no more spells this game, and I will not play lands that are not basic lands. Yeah, Price of Progress is too real. Is my opponent just trying to, like, kill me all in one go here? What's up? I don't think we have to worry about Rakdos Charm in Legacy. Also, like, why the fuck can we not always yield to Norin? Like, do I have to, like, yield to this sucker every time that it blinks in and out? Ugh. So my opponent presumably has a 3-mana spell to finish me here. Oh, just 2 Fire Blasts. Okay, so the 2 damage I took off Genesis Chamber in order to cast it means that I'm dead here instead of not dead. Unfortunate. I don't regret it, though. Like, then we would have, on our next turn, we would have been attacking for 8, and that would have meant that our opponent was dead to their own Pyrostatic Pillar. So, no regrets. Cards like Grave Pact and Humility are probably too slow for this matchup. This is probably just a race. I like Duress. Paths and Wear Tears are eh. My opponent didn't show us any creatures. There's presumably some in there, but they could be built around more Pyrostatic Pillars than not. Let's maybe not Thoughtseize. And I should actually consider Zealous Persecution to just finish the game. Like, I should consider this a burn spell and probably play it. I don't know. Maybe I can't. Like, the Wear Tear eliminating Sulfuric Vortex and Pyrostatic Pillar and Eidolon is probably too important. And I don't know how much of this engine I can cannibalize. Yeah, I don't get to throw this back. This bins 2 Bloodghasts on turn 1. Do I fetch a basic or non-basic? I, like, really don't want to have Mountain in play. I think I'm going to trip over my own mana too much if I take basic Mountain and basic swamp. I'm gonna take a Badlands off this. Priest plus Bloodghast next turn is pretty hot. Oh yeah, like, we're looking to grind the game out, and our opponent is looking to get us dead as quickly as possible. Not a great combo for the home team. We'll play this when we can double spell in a turn. Really? Sometimes I'm so surprised at how smart Arena's interface is and how dumb Moto's interface is. Yeah. Hopefully, there's just a lot of mountains over there. Oh God, am I gonna get fire blasted in response? Oh, nice. I will absolutely take this volcanic fallout. Skewer the Critics, Goblin Guide, and Mountain remain. Just any target? Any target. There's this Goblin Guide to think about. How do I deal with that? I just play another Priest and double block it and trade a Priest for Goblin Guide. Probably fine. I could also just, like, hold up Priest and intend on sacrificing some Bloodghasts. Yeah, I think I like that line. And then I'll just play a Norin the Wary. Which maybe will get itself sacrificed. Alright, so this does target me. That's fine. Bloodghasts aren't going to have haste this turn, so I don't want to sacrifice them yet. Alright, now I can play a new Priest. And I can hold up, sacrifice these things. Or honestly, since I have a new Norin, I might just sacrifice one Norin, one Bloodghast. Oh, I always yielded to that. Guess I'm not sacrificing the Norin. How does it remember that, but it can't remember the other things? I guess I can sacrifice the Norin now. I choose you. Okay. Sacrifice a Norin and a Bloodghast. Goodbye, Goblin Guide. Hello, land. Do I need to hold up a priest activation? I have Price of Progress to be thinking about in terms of like playing this land drop. Like going to 6 means that another basic would kill me. Eh. Let's do it. I can go ahead and activate this. Target you. Okay. Sacrifice both Bloodghasts. Draw a card. Duress is a great pickup. I will go ahead and cast that now. Oh, they're on Double Mountain. Alright. We're in the clear then. So I'll just pick up a basic swamp, I think. That returns those Bloodghasts. Yeah, I don't need that mana. And I'll just go ahead and ship in for 5 and then play Norin the Wary. My opponent shouldn't have anything that can do 6 damage to me on this board. And I could even win through something like an Ensnaring Bridge. Because I can just double activate Priest for the kill. Okay, we stole a game versus Burn. We were a little lucky that our opponent flooded out, and I was somewhat able to play around the Goblin Guide. I don't know that I get to beat a Volcanic Fallout when they have it, just being honest. I'm gonna run back to the same plan. Does my hand actually do anything? I lean towards this hand doesn't actually do anything. Like, I do 3 damage to myself over the course of the game. Cabal Therapy is somewhat likely to miss. I don't have anything to take advantage of these currently. I'm gonna go ahead and mulligan this one. Yikes. I just keep this one. It has 2 discard spells, and my opponent has mulled to 5. I probably keep this one and hope it works out. Pitch one of the hidden stockpiles. Duress into Cabal Therapy is pretty good. Oh, that's the best threat they could have played. For me. Like, I need to hit land drops. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna be okay. I will take that Pyrostatic Pillar. That represents so much damage. Holy crap. No idea, kinda. Lingering Souls. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna drag this Genesis Chamber all the way over to the left. Want to avoid playing that this game. At some point, I can Cabal Therapy this Smash to Smithereens out. I have a plateau, right? I think I have a plateau. I do. Thank heaven for plateau. I would like to hit one more land drop. And then I could just like cast Lingering Souls, start trading with Goblin Guide. Ah. That's actually kind of awkward for me, isn't it? I'm gonna black to play this and get things started. I can play Genesis Chamber now, but it's probably just better to Faithless Looting and hit a land drop. I'll dump like Bloodghast and have a Lingering Souls here. Play the land. Return that. And flash back said Lingering Souls. Alright, now I can block the Goblin Guide. Okay. We've switched to the point where we might be able to start controlling this game. Woo! Cabal Therapy is not looking great. Do I want Duretti? Do I want more Lingering Souls tokens? I kind of want more Lingering Souls tokens. Yeah, I think I need more power. I don't have inevitability, so I just need to be swinging for the fences. I will be dead to Price of Progress or Fire Blast, and I can survive most other spells. Yeah, still alive, but that was a bit of a kick in the teeth, and it makes my opponent's top decks better by a lot. Genesis Chamber, land, return Bloodcast, Lingering Souls is probably fine. I need to generate as much power as I can as quickly as possible. Yep, alright, well, we are going to lose to Price of Progress pretty much no matter what. I am okay with that. Alright, final round. We're looking at a pretty weak opening hand. I think I just need to mulligan this one. Oh god. This is not good. I lack red mana. If I draw red mana, this hand is very good, and if I don't, this hand does nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one and bin the looting. Like, if I spike a red land for turn 1, Norin the Wary into Genesis Chamber is great. Look like combo lands. We might be playing against something like Ant. Yeah, I don't know how good the 5-card hands with this deck are. Okay, I was close. We're playing against TES. God, the humilities are real sticky this round, huh? I'm not going to beat this deck. I'm going to play out Genesis Chamber so that if I spike a red land, I can Doretti and blow up Wishclaw next turn. Plus, this will just confuse our opponent. Alright. So we're gonna die. That's where we're at. So they activate that. They have 5 total mana. They then cast Ad Nauseam. There's nothing really scary yet. They don't have initial mana sources. So until they hit a Lotus Petal, I'm not actually spooked. Still no initial mana source. Oh, they're going. No fear. Ah, shit, there's a Chrome Mox. Hold on, shouldn't Chrome Mox have been the stopping point? Don't I lose at Chrome Mox? I 100% lose at Chrome Mox Petal, I think. So Rite of Flame, Rite of Flame, Rite of Flame, Dark Ritual, Burning Wish, Storm Counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I am dead. Alright. So I will play Duresses. I will play Zealous Persecution for Goblins. And this stuff is all like, okay. I will probably Needle for Wishclaw Talisman. And then this stuff I can think about depending on how many bad cards I have. And I probably have a good number of bad cards. Like, Humility and Grave Pact are not really playable. The Priests aren't great. Doretti's not great. Most of our stuff isn't great. We're not super good at beating the decks that are just, like, way faster. I guess Doretti still blows up Wishclaws. So what's the worst of this? Is it Priest? It might just be Priest. Like, junk all of those. Play a couple of Wear Tears for artifact mana. And all that good. Could also trim one more hidden stockpile, probably, and get a Wear Tear in there. I have to, like, shred my opponent's hand. And maybe get a little lucky. This has no discard, so I need to mulligan. Okay. I am hyper reliant on the top of the deck here. Oh, good God. I'm going to take the Brainstorm. Specifically because that mucks with Cabal Therapy the most. I hope our opponent doesn't play out their artifact mana. I get a lot of value if they don't. Damn it. Oh God, damn it. What a top deck. So now they just crack one or both LEDs, cast an Echo, and they're completely out of their situation now with 3 mana available. I might straight up die. It sure did undo my mulligan, but it also, like, went from me being able to, like, rip apart their hand over the course of 2 turns to me, like, being at card parity with them. Yikes. Alright, I need to start this with Faithless Looting so that I can get the Bloodghast into play this turn. Ooh. Therapy's not bad. Question is, do I discard it? If I discard it, I can take 2 things this turn. Like, is it okay for me to just take 1 thing out of their hand when they're on 7? The Ponder did shuffle. It might be okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get a little greedy here. Let's discard a Bloodghast and a Scrubland. I might get punished for this, but I think I need to high roll a little bit in order to win this. How bad was their Echo? How bad was their Echo that they concede there? Holy cow. I have a Bloodghast in play. That's surprising. The real goal here is to win this matchup and then tag Bryant Cook in a post. That's what I need to do. Sure. Oh no, are they just going on turn 1? There's not much I can do about that. Well, alright. And it's probably worse than my previous hand, but it's close. I probably need a Cabal Therapy on 1, naming either Wishclaw Talisman or Burning Wish. No shuffle. They're thinking. Thinking is dangerous. Uh-oh. Veil of Summer got pitched, so they're probably going this turn. Burning Wish Tendrils. Okay, I'm gonna make them show me the tendrils. They thought about that for longer than they should have if they just had it. Okay, they do have the tendrils. GG. Alright. We did not catch this one. Okay, overall thoughts. I think the deck needs more 1-drops. I thought this from the beginning, but if you're going to do Genesis Chamber shenanigans, I think you need to go for all 4 Norins. And I also think this deck needs the 4th Faithless Looting. So, Rix Maadi Reveler is something that I think is the easiest cut. I would probably be looking to cut 1 Rix Maadi Reveler for another Faithless Looting, and another for the 3rd Norin the Wary. And I think that would be a good starting point to move forward. I don't know how many of these sorts of things should be in the main deck. 3 felt like an okay number. Ultimately, I feel like this deck is going to suffer from not being better at being a grindy deck than the other grindy decks of the format. We're not necessarily going to be grinding harder than something like Snow or Stryfopile would be grinding. And we're not necessarily great against a lot of random things in a vacuum. We're good when we can grind, but if another deck can keep up with us in the grind, or if something can go under us, I don't know that we have enough going on to make this feel really good. Our matches were not usually landslides. We usually were able to fight and stay alive for a relatively long time. But it did feel like I was kind of on the back foot in a lot of the matches. So this is a really neat idea that can probably be refined a little bit more. But as a recursive graveyard deck, I'm more inclined to play something like Hogak. And as a grindy deck, I'm more inclined to play something like Snow. And that kind of leaves this deck in a weird spot where it was a really neat idea, but ultimately didn't end up getting there in most of the matches. YouTube folks, if you enjoyed this, please take a moment to consider liking and subscribing if you want to see more of my content in the future. Have a great rest of the day,